Redempte means redeemer in Haitian Creole, and the reason we chose that name is kind of the idea of taking kind of systems that are in a lot of ways broken a lot of times and kind of bringing those back into operating in a way that kind of we believe they should be. About 6 years ago, a woman named Maddy, she kind of randomly was brought to this orphanage. It was really in poor shape. The kids were really malnourished and had a lot of things like scabies and worms. So she came back to the States and really felt like she needed to do something about that. And so she launched a sponsorship program called Beautiful Child. The first time I had gone down was in the May following the earthquake. I really was kind of against going at first because I felt like I've had seen poverty, and I was already convinced about my need to make my life here in America count for something. I went down there with the thought of, well, I'm going to look into economic development through coffee, and so that's my reason for going. But since then, since meeting the kids and just kind of seeing just the power of loving interaction, and the value was really to just be in the community, be a part of the community, and the coffee shop is a great way to do that. We don't want to pretend to assume we know the best way to do things, and we really try to go down there and listen for what the needs actually are. So our mission statement is to bring redemption to business, culture, and purpose through a socially conscious and community-focused coffee house. We have a very consumer culture. We want people to think about the impact that their purchases can have. And we do see there's a trend in our culture today of social concern. And we want to kind of help take what can be a trend to just a deep-seated value in seeing people cared for through their daily purchases. Before we opened, we had worked with a group of students, and they actually dedicated their senior year and their senior project to designing an aquaponics system that we went down and helped them install at the orphanage that now grows tilapia and fresh vegetables for the kids at the orphanage. As a coffee shop, we're never going to write $1 million check at the end of the year to some charity or another. But the power we really have is interactions with people. In reality, there are a lot of challenges in the world. There are a lot of really things that just going to be overwhelming to see them. But we really want to be a place that kind of presents those issues, but saying you can do something about it. You can have hope to actually see an impact and have change in those things. And as people kind of find their purpose, find what they're gifted to do and how those gifts can affect the lives of others, they can also just experience the joy of living out a life that's just full. As a coffee shop, our three of our main products are inherently impossible to buy local in Wisconsin. Coffee, cocoa, and sugar are all, just don't grow in Wisconsin. And so we really try to, the coffee, we work with Just Coffee. One of their highest values is relationship with the communities they work with, and that's, for us, obviously, I mentioned, relationships really important to us. All of our cocoa is fair trade and organic, and sugar we try to get all organic as well. And then we buy local from a variety of farmers at the farmers market. From taking trips down to Haiti and seeing how a lot of aid that comes in from international organizations can actually act as a way of killing the economy, killing local economies. That if there's free aid food, there's no incentive for local farmers to grow food, and so there comes this culture of dependence. For me, when my mind was more focused on international development, seeing that in Haiti struck me as well, the same thing's got to be true for local Madison too. Is if you ship everything in from outside, you don't support your local community, and that's where things need to start. They need to start on a local level and with the people you can see and touch and interact with. I would like to see Redempte just as a leader in kind of inspiring people to just be aware of where they're buying things from. We have a mural up above our counter that kind of shows what our dream is as far as selling products here and having those the proceeds and the different things we're doing kind of flow to help benefit the kids. And looking at that mural is inspiring and also challenging because in reality it's not true yet. I think it's really important for people just to develop a strong sense of the other, realizing that all these things that they're consuming are being produced. It's important to like get outside of ourselves and value the lives of others. That's the dream. That's where we want to get to, but we're not there yet.